Salutations, denizens of the internet. I'm Firebite27, and welcome to my third Byte Builds Blokees live stream. I hope you're enjoying these so far. Lord knows I am. So let's fire up the Pizza Tower music, and I'll show you what I've got in store for us today. There we go. There's our music. Hello, Haley. Nice to see you. Welcome to everyone else, as well as Haley. Anyways, let's show you my my plan for the day. So, I recently got the Defender class of Blockies, and the deal with these is that they're much smaller than anything else that Blockies has made in terms of their lineup. And so today we've got all 12 of the figures from their first Tokusatsu themed wave of the Defender class. And what I think we'll do as the gimmick for this stream is each of these comes with a little hockey puck. So I will be shuffling them and showing you which one I'll be building first when I draw one out of the pile. That makes sense? I'm sure it does. Anyways, let's get started. I'm going to shuffle these. And let's go with you. Who have we got? We have the translucent Gokai Blue, or aka Super Mega Force Blue, in translucent blue. So let's do that one first. Just gotta make sure I've got the audio adjusted correctly. Can people hear me? Yeah, okay, we could. Just want to make sure. Anyways, back to the build. Okay, I'll put it in Tarn's hands right here so I can see who we're building at the time. Are you kidding me? Work with me, Tarn. Since one is turn. There we go. Anyways, let's start building. We're going to take his helmet first, because that's how I like to start everything. There we go. Gokai Blue's helmet. Next, we're going to attach it to his body, like so. Then we'll take his little shirt. I believe this is the front of it. I don't know. There's the back, obviously. You can tell because it's got no detail there. Anyways, we're gonna plug in the translucent blue front. Oh, maybe I did this out of order. You need to do these first. Boosh. Bam. There we go. Next, we'll take up the process of building his arms. Here, what else is being said right now? Nothing else? Okay. I can wait. There we go. Here's the waist. There we go. There's his waist. Plug on these for his legs. Boom. And I'm beginning to notice a problem. And that is, considering how small these are, it might be a bit difficult for y'all to see what I'm doing. Yep. Oh, we've got a second person viewing. I wonder who this could be. Welcome to the chat, by the way. I hope you're having fun. There we go. That's most of a built Gokai Blue. Yep, you can definitely tell. It would be nice if they just scrap these translucent variants altogether, just because I don't like them. Like, translucent decos are hard to get right on the best days of the week. Especially because clear plastic tends to eat up all the detail. Oh, right, and we have to give Joe his little collar. Is there any place that this slides into? Yes, now I see it. Let's go, Kai. Never mind. Time to get the rest of you built, man. There we go. That's the other side. The only thing that bothers me is that unlike one of the other Sentai characters that was included in this set, his Captain Marvelous, he doesn't have a weapon included, which is weird because like usually if they don't have their weapons included in these little blockies sets, they usually have fist hands, but these all just have the same hands. Yeah. Anyways, there we go. Gokai Blue, done and dusted. Oh. It took us 8 minutes. Anyways, just gonna put this behind him so I know who we've done so far. Next up, we shuffle and shake the deck up. Let's see here. And we have Gokai O as our next build. Now, appropriate from the same season. Let me just position this here. Feel free to add any commentary to the chat right now. Just start like preparing this shot before we go back. There we go. Next up, Gokai O. First things first, the head. Isn't this a wonderfully detailed piece? Just look at it. My phone camera is struggling to keep up. Why can't you just focus? There we go. See how detailed that is? That looks marvelous. No pun intended. Anyways, next step, find the body. Yep, there we go. Here's the body. Next thing we're going to want to do is find the chest piece. Boom. And just click it in. Sorry that this is devolving into a slideshow rather quickly. But here we go. There's his body. And we're going to attach this little butt piece right here. And there we go. That's that bit done. Let's see here. I know there's a wheel that... There's the wheel. There we go. There's his back done. So far, we're looking pretty good. Next thing we're going to want to do is the arms. Or wait, I can't remember which side these go on. Just a second. There's the paperwork. Okay, yeah, I did have it right. The green does go on this side. And next we're going to want one of these shoulder paddy thingies. And then same for the blue side. Boom. Next, we'll take the pieces that go onto the side and plug them in. So far, it looks pretty good, I gotta say. Let's see here, where is his other hand? It's like the big difference between hands on these model kits is that the robot gets like these weird, like cubey hands, whereas everyone else gets these straight. Whereas the robot gets blocky hands, whereas everyone else gets these curved, organic-looking hands. Let's see here, where is it? Also, it was very nice of them to include double copies of each and every belt buckle in case you lose them. Oh well. Kind of hoping that I do one of the Ultraman characters next. And apparently, Ultraman is very popular over in China because they've been making tons and tons of Ultraman blockies. It's honestly kind of crazy to me. There it is. There's the other robot hand. Next, we're going to need his calves, or thighs, I mean. Ah, you have beautiful thighs. That's a Monty Python's Flying Circus reference. Most of you are probably too young to get that. And there we go. Next up, the yellow leg. Boom. And let's see here, where there's the foot for yellow. Got a solid gold foot. That is amazing. Oh, what's wrong with my internet? That's concerning. Certainly hope this isn't affecting things on the live stream end. Anyways, back to Gokai Pink's vehicle. It's always ridiculous to me when they do all of these Super Sentai robots, each ranger is mostly like their own individual color when they come to perform the Megazord, except the Pink Ranger. The Pink Ranger is always mostly white. There we go. Like, even the Pink Ranger Zord on the original Mighty Morphin, it's mostly red rather than pink. It's ridiculous. Anyways, there is Go-Kai-O. And that is super cute. Oh, whoops. Sorry, Joe. Eh. And we'll put this one behind him. Next, it's back to the pile. Let's shuffle through them, why don't we? Okay, gotta do this with my eyes closed again, even though I dropped a few the last time, because honestly, that way I can just... There we go. Oh, we got one that isn't from Ultraman or Sentai. We've gotten Decade's Bike. Let's build that now, shall we? Now, then the cool thing about Decade's Bike in the Defender class is that they actually included an additional weapon for him in the set. A little freaking missile launcher that he uses in a few of the episodes. So let's build that first. We've got the base for the missile launcher right here, and we've got the missiles. So we'll just plug these in. Beep. 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 And beep. That is looking pretty good as far as weapons go. God, I hope my internet connection isn't making things too terrible for all of you at home. It's saying right now on my screen that I have a very unstable connection, and I'm terrified that it's... well, I'm not going to ask my parents to do anything right now because that would be rude of me. Anyways, let's continue. We'll build the bike now. Here's the handlebar and the front wheel. Oh. There we go. Oh, that was nice of them. They actually molded the kickstand on this one. When I built Doubles Bike during my first Byte Builds Blokees stream, they didn't include a kickstand, so you need to use this weird effect part in order to get the bike to stand. But good thing is, now I don't need that. Anyways, just need a wheel. And there. The bike is done. Yep. There. Just gonna move this one out of the way, these out of the way, so I can have a clean space to place all these. And now we move back to doing the little shuffle. Alrighty, and our next character is Ultraman Belial. Okay, so out of all of the series featured in this 12 pack, Ultraman is admittedly the one that I have the least familiarity with. But as far as I understand it, Belial is the evil Ultraman of the entire show. He's like the one and only, I won't say the one and only since I don't know for sure, but he's like, as far as Ultramen go, most of them are pretty all right. Some are chaotic neutral, some just don't really care. Others, like Belial, straight up baddies. Anyways, let's see here. Where is his head? There we go. Oh my goodness. He has like little spikes down his back. That's distressing. But where's his head? Sure, we'll turn up eventually. There we go. That's his body all finished. I hope I managed to find his head before the end of the stream. Yeah, well, I'm sure that Belial's an asshole or something. I'd at least like to have a completed figure of him. Oh yeah, and apparently he has a son. It's weird to see how many Ultramen have like kids and whatnot compared to like the other Tokusatsu big three. It's like their kids are almost. Oh, there it is. There's his head. Oh, that looks sick. And he has got like this little staff that I remember from like this you know those those videos that they show at movies before like the actual movie that says do not do all these obnoxious things while the movie is playing. Well, Ultraman Belial has this with a bunch of other ultras as they're watching the film, and he uses it to freaking murder one of the other ultras who's like taking a phone call at the moment or something. And then like he does something else that's obnoxious, and then one of the other Ultramen decides to just like freaking laser him in the face for it. It's pretty funny. Go and look it up if you haven't already. It's pretty hilarious. Plus, I can also use it to reference the super edgy song by Ghost. Belial, Behemoth, Beelzebub. Asmodeus, Satanas, Lucifer. That's all you're getting. YouTube has probably already copyright struck that. But yeah, there he is. There's our little Ultraman Belial. If they ever do like a second series of these, I hope to God that they do some that remove all the clear plastic on these, because it's not a great look. It kind of eats up all the detail. Plus, it's not as visible on camera, mostly because like with the terrible connection I'm experiencing right now, my footage is looking pretty bit crushed. But in person you can really see the scaffolding on like specifically Joe here. Anyways, we have finished Ultraman Belial, and now it is time for us to return to the pile of pucks. I was also going to call it the pile of pogs, but pogs haven't been relevant for a few decades, so not in this house. I mean, to be fair, there is a lot of stuff that I will put into my videos that's not relevant anymore, but pogs are not one of them. Like, the next episode of It Figures is just going to have me doing this complete and total parody of Isaiah Mustafa's Old Spice commercial. Look at your man. Now back to me. Now back to your man. Now back to me. That commercial is over 13 years old. And I just went for it, even though I know it hurts my chances of relevancy. Anyways, time to shuffle the pucks and see who I get. Ooh, Ultraman Zero. Let's do this. I did do a little research into Ultraman for the sake of making this live stream, since I don't want to look like I'm totally ignorant of the franchise, you know? Anyways, Ultraman Zero will begin with his head, and oh my goodness, this is definitely one of the cool yet somehow goofiest heads in all of Ultraman. They gave him like two mohawks running down the sides of his helmet, or like wings running off of his head, and it's so funny. But nothing but respect. If you can pull off the double mohawk, you deserve respect. There we go. I'm very surprised at how little my fingers are hurting from all this, because like with the past few streams where I've built these blockies, it's always ended with my fingers wanting the rest of me dead to rights. But so far, 5 figures deep. Yeah, I'm feeling nothing in the fingers. Hopefully this isn't a portent of things to come. Yep. I guess the quality of the stream is scaring people off. Ugh. Let's see here. Let's see how to build. Yes. Ultraman. Yep. Yep, it's blue stripes. Blue and gray stripes. Anyways, here's what we've got so far. Just gonna give him his little staff spear thing, whatever it is. All I know is that's pretty cool. Let's see here. Hello. Oh, hello there, A-Man. How are you doing this fine afternoon? Or evening, I suppose. I hope you are doing well, my friend. Yeah. Oh, God, I kind of just remembered something embarrassing. See, I told everyone last year about the guy who I send all my spare blockies to. Well, apparently when I sent him my spare Kamen Rider Vi's axe out last time, when I when I got all those blockies from the second Galaxy class, apparently they like pack in the they usually come with like a few of them come with like stand arms, and they're packed in with like the little base plates. You probably saw them the last time I built the blockies, but I didn't send him one with Five's axle, which is important because that one has you need the flight stand for, because it comes with your Kamen Five has this really cool and unique rider kicks effect. Basically, a cone surrounds his legs. You know, these jaggedy polygons. It's so cool and awesome and distinct. Like, this is something I'm going to bring up in a few videos when I make my It Figures episode on let's see, when I make my It Figures video on the Kamen Rider blockies from Volume 1 of Galaxy class. But yeah, Kamen Rider is so much better than Western superhero media, to me at least, because it's much more visually distinct. Like, everything from Marvel and DC is fine and all, but you know, there's no invention there. There's everything is just trying to look realistic, and I think it's ultimately hurting them because, like, yeah, woo, we got lightning effects that look super realistic. But what about a lightning effect that looks like it's made out of like right angle lines, or like made out of like computer wiring? That would be pretty cool. And that's something that distinct that would definitely happen in Commoner. Like, you've got like these lightning bolts, but interrupting them, you've got like the circles in a computer chip is wiring. I think that would be really cool. Anyways, gonna pull a puck out of the pile, and let's see here. Who do I get? I get this thingy, third Ultraman thingy in a row. I do not know what this is called. We are building the vehicle from Ultraman, whatever it's called. I do not know anything enough about Ultraman, but I know that support vehicles are a common thing, and they've been there since like the very first season of the franchise. As long as there's been an Ultraman, there's always a vehicle team that's assisting him. I believe the original is called the Science Patrol, but again, if you know more about Ultraman than me, feel free to educate me in the comments. I'd be more than happy to listen. And I do mean that. I'm always constantly looking for ways to expand my base of knowledge, because the wider your base of knowledge, the better, in my opinion. Anyways. There we go. Here's this piece. It does remind me, actually, there's something I've been meaning to talk about with Ultra fans, and that is Ben 10. Apparently, oh, hey there. Hi there, Picks by Lucky. I hope you're doing well. And yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's a lot more fun. There's way more invention there too in visuals. Like the most recent season of Kamen Rider is based off of junk food, and it leads to some of the most interesting visuals of all, while also having a dark, really interesting story. One where humans are being turned into the ingredients for methamphetamines. Which, I mean, sure, does sound a bit edgelordy, but at the same time, it's pretty freaking cool, let me tell you. Especially with the way that some of the food effects are used. Like, one of the guys has like the soup main hero has one form where he uses a bag of potato chips that turn into a sword in order to fight his enemies. And like the swords can break, but like if you use them in a certain way with their sharpness, then they're actually pretty effective weapons. It's really cool and it's a lot more fun. Yeah, I'll definitely agree with what you said, Mr. A-Man. Anyways, I don't. I also want to preface that by saying that if you still really enjoy Marvel and DC's content, you're not in the wrong for doing so. In fact, I'd say it's a perfectly respectable and adequate opinion to have. However, when it comes to me, it's just not doing anything for me anymore, and it's hard not to say that I feel like I should say something along the lines of they should have just stopped at Endgame. Anyways, here's the little jets from Ultraman. I'm not sure which season, so I'm pretty sure Silverfoil will be able to tell me in the comments. But there we go. That's one more down. Yeah, yeah. A-Man knows what's up. That is definitely true. Gav has been incredibly good. Anyways, back over to this. Let's shuffle the pucks again and see who I get. Please, not another Ultraman. I'm down to the last Ultraman and I don't want to build it. Ah, yes. We've got Gokai Silver this time. Let me just set this back up again and then we will build the Silver Boy. It's honestly, I feel like I should be talking more about the fact that Power Rangers is now technically over in the West. It's really sad since like I fell in love with it back when Samurai came out, but at the same time, it's like the show's been on a weird path ever since Disney left the equation. It's been like it's been trying to go back to basics, but at the same time, the basics to go back to are not the strongest base for a show to go to. So, honestly, I thought it was that they should just like move over to like starting to make their own stuff, but nope. Apparently, this was all down to the fact that Hasbro apparently Creature Commandos, huh? I've seen a bit of that on the YouTube Shorts feed for some godforsaken reason. Let me tell you, I love YouTube Shorts for giving me the ability to like show all everyone for giving me the ability to like stay in the algorithm while also working at my own pace on my videos. But at the same time, it is a cesspool for piracy, including Creature Commandos, which I have seen a bit of, and it looks like fire. Straight up fire. So cool that I'm tempted to get HBO Max, but the last thing I need is another streaming service, unfortunately. So I'll just wait until it comes out on Blu-ray and DVD. If it comes out on Blu-ray and DVD, anyways. Never can trust Warner Brothers in this environment. Especially after Infinity Train. I am still bitter over that. Let's see here. There we go. Let's go, Kaiser. Perfect. I don't under. There we go. Aye, me hearties, we be going off in search of the One Piece. Sir, I hereby forbid you from watching the anime stuff the humans make. Yeah, that definitely was like one of my more nonsensical bits, I feel, but also like it was a lot of fun to make that best of list. And considering how popular it turned out, despite being 40 freaking minutes long, I am so glad that you all agree with me. That's all I really have to say about that at this point. Is just like, I am glad for each and every one of you watching my videos, especially that 40-minute long bastard of a best of list that I made, because like it's so long, and I get it. Watching a video that long it's an undertaking, a commitment, if you will. And it's a commitment that not everyone can make these days, since our world just moves so fast that it's kind of hard to just have time to watch those videos anymore. Anyways, I nearly grabbed Ultra 7's head to put it on top of him. Oh, that would have been so funny. In fact, let me do that real quick. Shua! I hope you guys, I hope this isn't too niche a reference. It's been everywhere these days. So like, it was actually pretty funny to see. Apparently, I actually no, it's not apparently. I actually saw this. Someone took that "you're in a slasher movie" meme that's been going around these days, and put it to Ultraman sound effects. So you've got like Ultraman's color timer sound playing as he pulls out the bazooka. It's like, I won't say anything else about it because y'all deserve to watch it, and it is amazing. But just know that it's kind of reassuring to know just how much tokusatsu matters to people online, because like I feel like having fallen in love with that show at around the 5th grade mark, I mean specifically having fallen in love with Power Rangers around the 5th grade mark, made me feel like I was a bit of an odd man out. Everyone around me at that time was moving away from that stuff, and it was more than a little disheartening, because like it was something that I loved and wanted to keep on loving, but everyone told me that no, you're not supposed to love that anymore. You should go on to watching stuff like Doctor Who, which, yeah, that didn't turn out great for me. If you've seen my worst of 2023 video, I do not like Doctor Who anymore, but I still do respect it as a part of my childhood. Anyways, that's a wrap on Gokai Silver. And man, it's hilarious when like a pirate themed superhero. I mean, it's rare enough that a pirate themed tokusatsu happens, but like giving him a do rag in the back is just awesome. You'll love to see it. And again, it's part of why I say that the Eastern superheroes are so much cooler than Western superheroes, because that takes some real invention, let me tell you. Like I recently started designing my own tokusatsu pirate, and she's like this goblin shark themed dimension hopper who has like the shark forming a tricorner hat, which is super weird, and I'll show it to you someday. But for now, it's just like, I really appreciate it. Anyways, we're over the halfway point. Let's get ready to build the next one. Let's draw the next card. And we have Ultra 7. Woohoo! I've actually been looking forward to this guy a lot since, like, just let me just show you his eyes because they're hilarious. A lot of the early Ultramen had pupils on their helmets. The pirate Kamen Rider, you say? I'd be down for that. That's actually kind of what I had in mind, is like sort of a mixture of Captain Marvelous and Kamen Rider Decade, where it's like you basically got like this pirate themed character who's going between dimensions trying to steal the most valuable treasures of each dimension, whether it's like the most delicious candy ever created in the multiverse, or like the greatest jazz record ever created by, or like music that was created in an alternate dimension where John or Scatman John lived to pass the age he died at. It's just like such strangeness that that's a strange idea. And I actually wouldn't say I wouldn't be half mad if they decided to do like a pirate themed Ultraman 2, because like Ultraman seems to be just content recycling the same one theme every single season, and it's just honestly, I'd like it if there was more visual variety in Ultraman. But I'm sure there are many Ultra fans out there who would call me a blasphemer for saying that. Anyways, back to what I was saying. The reason I find some of the early Ultramen so hilarious is because they gave them little pupils. And just look at this. It kind of makes them look like they're stoned off their ass. It's just like, oh god, I took a fat rip off the bong and I am not taking it well. Please stop me from trampling another city, Zoffy. What the hell is this channel? Anyways. The coolest bit, though, is they included an Ultraman Spacium Beam hand, where it's got like the Spacium Beam molded onto the hand, and he's firing off a laser like, pew! I don't know how to make Ultraman sound effects with my mouth yet. There we go. Ultra 7's torso and head are finished. Oh, also, the coolest bit about Ultra 7's helmet is you can actually take off his mohawk or crest thingy and use it as a weapon. You can just like, here, I will yeet my hair at you and it will eviscerate you into 100 little pieces. God, Tokusatsu was so awesome. Ow. So I put the wrong chest piece on. There we go. Nope. Oh. Oh. I do kind of remember that. Him throwing out a laser mohawk. That would make sense. But if you want to talk about Ultraman being referenced in Western cartoons, my friend, Ben 10 is the place to look. You know Waybig from Ben 10? He is entirely based on Ultraman. In fact, if you want to know something really cool, before he appeared, there was actually an episode where Ben imagined himself as a different superhero called Ultra Ben. Doesn't that sound familiar? And then in the movie Ben 10, The Secret of the Omnitrix, or whatever the movie was, he gained the ability to turn into Waybig, and Waybig is an alien called a Tokyo Star. Tokyo Star, Tokyo Star, Toku is a shortening of the term Tokusatsu, and Toku Star is like Tokusatsu Star. So like he's based on a Tokusatsu star. So he's like literally based on Ultraman, like from the mohawk to his colors, like even his like power up. Like when they do Ultimate Waybig in Ultimate Alien, um, he he basically gains like Ultraman Tiga's colors, and then he sprouts little horns out the side of his head, like some of the other Ultramen. It's so cool. It's like so interesting to see how even back when I was like a little kid like that, my favorite medium was finding a way to work itself into the shows that were around me before I even knew what it was. I just think it's kind of cool to know that. Anyways, let's do the shuffle one more time, another time. We are down to the last third of figures in this set, and we'll be shuffling to see whom it is that we build first. I'm guessing it's going to be one of the Ultraman. I mean, Kamen Riders. So that's all. Yep, it's double. WX crime in the city. It's time to see how this build goes. Are you ready? Aye, aye, Captain. Wait, wrong show. Okay, then. So, well. How do they scale with the other Blokees? Let me check. I've actually got Punk Jack right here, which he just kind of towers over them. You can see Joe only comes up to his hips, but when it comes to the slightly smaller Galaxy class, I mean All Stars, let me just grab one real quick. I'd say that they're about 2/3 the height of the All Stars. Yep, here we go. My fully customized metallic green armor Kuga Pegasus mode. I want to show you that real quick. Doesn't that look so pretty? I used Gundam markers to color it, and it looks fetching, I must say. But anyways, I'll put that there, and then let me cut back. You can see here it's yeah, they're like a full head shorter than than the um than the uh, than the All-Star class figures. So they are very small. Yeah, I'd almost say that they're like Lego minifigure size. Yeah, they are really freaking tiny. They are a choking hazard in the truest sense of the word. Anyways, and now I'm doing a terrible job keeping these on camera, but like I just showed, they are microscopic, so not entirely my bad. Like it was bad enough on the All-Stars class, but these are something else entirely, let me tell you. There is small, and then there is very small, and then there is, oh my god, why would you make it this small at all? It is too tiny. And these guys have basically crossed that threshold. I cannot recommend these to anyone except for adult collectors because look at this. This is Tarn right here. He's like a half an inch down, and he still dwarfs them. It's like so small. Oh, right. And also, I wanted to show you this real quick. I took my Legacy United Optimus Prime and I painted him. Look at the details that I captured here. Like you see this spot right here would normally be stickers on the original. However, I painted both the rods and the black space and the silver area. It's like so, like, not to toot my own horn, but I'm getting really good with this, and I cannot wait to show you all exactly how good I'm getting when I do my video on how to customize your figures with Gundam markers, which will be in the next episode of It Figures, and hopefully it'll start something of a mini series for this channel. I really want to show everyone on planet Earth that customizing your action figures doesn't have to be a super intimidating process. Everyone just adds all these millions of steps that sometimes you don't even have to do. And I want to make it easier for people to see that there are certain steps you can skip, there are certain steps that you cannot skip, and there are certain steps that only can be skipped, but it really depends on what you're doing to the figure. And that's something that's going to be happening in the next episode of It Figures. Next time on It Figures. God, I am the biggest dork you will ever meet. And I have no shame in saying that or proclaiming it to the entire internet, clearly. Oh. Yeah, I also don't think I should recommend these to you if you have any small animals in your household. They will strangle themselves on this. I feel like here's a big thing about my channel. Outside of that little snarkiness, that little snarky bit at the beginning of each and every episode of It Figures, I don't feel the need to clarify that my channel is not for kids. That's why I try to avoid doing cursing as much as possible. It's why I bleep out swears when I do make some of the bigger words, use some of the worst swear words, because it's like you don't have to swear to be mature. but like Kamen Rider, I think, is a great example. Kamen Rider is a great show that gets to be mature without being super over the top with its swearing or anything. It does swear a little, but it's just because it's supposed to put the boys and some kids just like a little swearing. Plus, it's like there's worse things that could be said than telling someone to F off. Anyways, we're down to 3. So let's see who is the first of the 3 in the final countdown. Ba da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba ba da ba 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 oh god. Anyways, we're going to do this, and the first of the 3 is Taja Dori from Kamen Rider Rose. God, Kamen Rider Rose. That was the first season I watched front to back, and man, I love it. I wasn't the biggest fan of the ending because, like, killing off Ankh, well, it was like a great resolution to his arc. Having this creature that only understood greed and saw it as something to only saw others as a tool to meet his ends, became as someone who was selfless, and I thought that was a great arc. But at the same time, killing him off, it makes for a bit of a problem for bringing him back, and that was a problem that unfortunately fell on the shoulders of the people who made the Taja Dol Eternity special, and I did not like that. I didn't need to know that the reason the Ankh came back afterwards was because AG died. Oh well, can't win them all, I guess. Besides, in terms of like AG, like having a like it would be AG that would probably throw himself into harm's way to save a child after the traumatic experience of seeing another one die. Like, that's seeing anyone die in front of your own eyes is pretty horrific. Not speaking from personal experience, but oh god. Also, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I got myself a spiffing new haircut today. I know, it looks very nice. Anyways, I do love the Tajador costume, and I especially love the Tajador Eternity costume. Those are both great looking costumes, but at the same time, it's like, did you have to kill AG? Yeah. Was it really worth losing one of the greatest Kamen Rider protagonists of all time? Oh. Oh no. Looks like I made a mistake on Ultra 7. There we go. Fix that one in a jiffy. Anyways, back to this. All right. But yeah, I always buy these in box sets. Just from now on, I think I'm always just gonna buy these in box sets. So I don't have to worry about getting repeats and wasting money on them. But at the same time, I might still get them occasionally in out of box sets just so I can have a bit of fun guessing who I'm gonna get. I don't imagine that's gonna stop my luck with getting the chase variants. I have uncanny luck when it comes to getting the chase variants. In fact, this box set was the first time I didn't get a single chase variant out of the entire set. And that, in and of itself, is incredibly amazing that like there's supposed to be 3 chase variants. Each one you've got like a 1 in 144 chance of getting out of the entire boxes. Again, I really wish they hadn't done these in translucent because I love the Tajador suit, and I'd really like to see it in its proper colors and not in some icky translucent jello. But there we go. There's Tajadol. Tajadori. Green. Time judge it all. Now we've only got 2 more blockies left to build. And I wonder which one I'm going to get. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's just... Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by its toe. If it hollers, let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And our penultimate build is Decade. Which means that Captain Marvelous gets to be the last figure we build. It's kind of interesting in a way. We began with a Gokaiger figure, and now we're going to end with a Gokaiger figure. But before that, we need to take a journey through the Decade. Okay, you are right. We do technically have a Jello Rider in Gab. Gabuga, energy, God boost. It's actually pretty interesting because, like, Kamen Rider Gabu's entire naming scheme is just like a pun off of eating. Like, Gabu is a Japanese onomatopoeia for a chewing sound, and that's hilarious, and I love it. It's certainly a bit more clever than a Decade just being the 10th Kamen Rider that came out. Although Decade is pretty awesome maybe in every other sense. Like, seriously, no one would mess with Decade on any day of the week. It just has such... feel weird saying this. Decade has such big dick energy. Like, you do not fuck with Decade. Decade fucks with you. And what's even cooler is that this is actually a sub-form for Decade. His violent emotion form, which, if you don't know, basically in the movie, Decade gets super mad and then kills all the previous Kamen Riders. And somehow it's still better than when any Western superhero does that. I mean, it's still like held in high contention among us Rider fans, but still, most people would tend to agree that it's miles better than whatever the heck a Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe was. It's like, no one is powerful. No, okay, let me just like, this might be the hottest take ever made by a human being, or maybe it's the most tepid take. I don't know. I don't care which it is, but there should almost never be a character who is said to be strong enough to kill everyone else in their universe, because realistically, that can't happen. No human alive can do that, unless they unleash the thermonuclear warheads. But at the same time, it's like, no one wants to see that. No one wants to see all the characters in the universe getting killed. Oh, so you haven't seen Decade? Well, I wish you all the best of luck in watching all the seasons prior to it, because you've got a lot of episodes to go through. It's part of why I haven't watched a lot of Kamen Rider, is just like, there's a lot of it, and not all of it is available for me in a legal form, which stinks. I may have said it before, but I'll say it again. Kamen Rider's Toei's Tokusatsu YouTube channel needs to start uploading episodes beyond the first two. For each season of Kamen Rider, that is. Everything else, it's whatever. But hey, if they do it for you, if they do it for a series that you want, then I'm happy for you, honestly. Like, it feels like these days there's so much animosity between different fandoms, all fighting for the same attention of the three companies that make our shows. But at the end of the day, as long as shows keep getting made, I'm fine with it. And as long as you enjoy a show that I don't, that's also totally fine. I don't have to like everything, and you don't have to like everything, so there's fair. Let me just check something real quick. Yep, black gloves. The pirate's life is for me. Mm-hmm. Yo ho, mofo. Dang it. There we go. This is the closest he can get to a T-pose. I'm sorry, everyone who was expecting the full T-pose. I actually do plan on like doing a scene where, like, in the Commoner Blokees video I'm doing for Wave 1, where like they're all standing in a circle T-posing around a Gundam model kit. It's stupid but hilarious, and if it's hilarious, then I'm gonna do it, regardless of whether or not it's stupid. Everything that I do is ultimately done for the sake of making someone laugh, whether it's just myself or the entire internet. Anyways, because, like, I don't mind telling you, most of my adult life, I haven't felt. It's hard to explain. I spent a lot of my early childhood in the special education system, which, believe me, it has its own entire like massive pool of baggage to get through. But like, when I came back to regular ed, it kind of made me feel out of place, I guess. Especially like, since like it felt like no one could relate to what I'd gone through. Most of the people who I'd been with in my special ed school were from different places all over the state, so we couldn't like go to the same school after the fact, which is fine. I did make some great friends there, but at the same time, it was rough for me. Anyways, the next and final character we have is Captain Marvelous himself, But da-da-da-da. Let's just switch out the chips real quick. Whew. But yeah, I was not kidding when I said that this was going to be an endurance stream. This has... This has lasted a lot longer than most of my other Blokees streams. But, and on some level, I'm not ready to say goodbye to this one yet. But the show must go on. And all good things must come to an end eventually. Whoops. I really hope that they do a second wave of these. Just because, look at them. They're so awesome, even though they're really tiny. Yeah. Amen, brother. Amen. The worst part was just like in lead up to it was just like the worst part was finding out years later that at what my parents went through just to get me through that. Because like I understand that I'm not a parent. I don't plan on becoming one, but I do sympathize with people who have kids. But back on track. My parents were essentially told that I had to go nowhere because because of how bad my ADHD was. And well, the fact that I graduated college 2 years ago was proof positive that I did actually make it somewhere. But now I've got to find a full-time job if I want to stay on their good side. Come on. And there we go. That's the last Ooh, mama. I am a wee bit winded from that. Not gonna lie. Ugh. I want to thank you all for joining me on this. In fact, before we go, I just want to cover each of one of these in life. No, I think is the best one so far. Easily the worst album I've got to say is just I think my least favorite out of these I built in this video was Joe, just because Might be able to show it in better detail now. If you look closely enough, you can. No, I'm going to show you in front of the other camera. You can kind of see that he has a bit of. He looks a bit scaffoldy on the inside thanks to the clear plastic, whereas all the other clear plastic guys don't have that effect so bad. Yeah. I'd love to show you in better detail, but I can't. Next up, I'd say that the second worst might. It's hard to say. I think my favorites have to be in order from least to most. My favorite out of the set has to be Gokaiger, Gokaio. Second favorite, probably gonna be going to Ultra 7 here, mostly for his blast effect. And also his goofy face. Here, now I can show you in better detail now that my internet connection is more stable. See what I was saying about his eyes looking a little stoned? It's very silly. But yeah, he is my second favorite of this set. Followed then by Tajador. I still don't like the clear plastic. It makes him look like he's made out of strawberry jelly rather than like plastic or an actual toy. But at the same time, like the way that he gets so many extra parts to create the Tajadol armor is very nice. Then after him, I think my next favorite has to be the purple grape jelly Belial, mostly because his orange eyes are so cool and such like a good contrast against the rest of him. And also the staff too just reminds me of that hilarious "do not talk during the movie" thingy I mentioned. I'd love to show that on here, but I'm terrified of the copyright. Then I think my fifth favorite, honestly, it's gonna have to be Captain Marvelous, at least at the time of live streaming this, because this thing feels the most complete out of all of the figures so far that I've built here. Anyways, I hope you guys have any more questions. Feel free to drop them in the chat at this time. Otherwise, I'll probably be signing out in a few minutes. Ooh, man. Gotta say, this was again a lot of fun just because I got to ramble a bit while I was building some blockies, which is always fun. And hey, I got lucky on like Mecha Kohai. You know, does anyone else know Mecha Kohai? She's like this VTuber who's a huge fan of Transformers. I highly recommend checking her out on YouTube and Twitch. She did this absolutely hilarious YouTube short about the Transformers Reactivate cancellation, where she ended it with saying, "And then there's Chunky. He's dead." I love that parody of the DK rap. I'm probably one of the most niche YouTubers you will ever find out there. But hey, I'm glad that I get to make these videos for you all. Anyways, since no one else is chiming in right now, this is Firebyte 27, over and out. See you next time.